Welcome to the Vietnamese Poetry, Literature channel. Today we will listen to the work, The Water Breaks the Banks, by author Go Tat Tu. Let's listen together. The opening of the work is the tense, stuffy atmosphere of a village during tax collection days. Loud sounds of drums, horns, screams, beatings, and cries resound as if in a human hunt. Ms. Do's family is first and second in the same class, so these past few days she has had to run around to get money to pay Mr. Do's collection rate. Mr. Do, who was sick, was also attacked by henchmen, tied up and dragged. She had to go to the house in shackles. She had no choice but to sell tea, her 7-year-old first daughter, to Mr. Gk in Doi village. Unexpectedly, she was also forced to pay the income of her brother-in-law who had died years ago. Last time. What a dead end. In the middle of the village communal house, her cry of frustration rang out pitifully. That night, people carried Mr. Do, limp as a corpse outside the communal house, back to her. Calling him over and over, he did not wake up. She was extremely scared and in pain. Luckily, thanks to the people around her who gathered to help, Mr. Do slowly opened his eyes. An old woman in the neighborhood, worried about her whole family starving since yesterday, brought her to her. Give me a bowl of rice to cook porridge. When the porridge is cooked, Ms. Do brings it to the middle of the house, leans down on the tray and scoops it out everywhere. Then she took a fan to cool it quickly. The sounds of drums and horns were racing straight from one end of the village to the communal house. The sound of dogs barking echoed in the neighborhoods. The old woman next door hurriedly ran over. Is your uncle doing well? Thank you, my family is awake as usual. But looking at my ideas, they still seem to be very tired. Hey, tell him to hide wherever he goes. If you just lie there, soon they will come in to collect you. If not, they will beat you and tie you up, then you will be miserable. If a sick person is so sluggish, if he has to be beaten again, he will have to take care of him for a few months to recover. Yes, I also thought like you. But let the porridge cool down, let my family eat a few sips first. I've been fasting since yesterday morning until now. Then you have to urge him to eat quickly, otherwise half of the people are about to drag him in. Then the old woman hurried back with a worried look on her face. The porridge has cooled down a bit. Dan nodded his head while blowing and slurping. Ms. Do gingerly carried a large bowl to where her husband lay. Teacher, please try to sit up and sip some porridge to ease your stomachache. Then she took the tiu and sat down there as if intending to wait to see if her husband had an appetite or not. Mr. Do flexed his shoulders and yawned. Lazily, he propped himself up on his hands and knees, groaning and raising his head. Trembling as he put away the bowl of porridge, he brought it to his mouth. The ruler and the chief's family rushed in with whips, rulers and ropes. Knocking the tip of the whip on the ground, the ruler shouted in the hoarse voice of someone who has smoked a lot of old cigarettes. That guy. I thought you died last night, are you still alive? Pay your collection. Quickly. Terrified, Mr. Do quickly put down the bowl of porridge and rolled over there, unable to say anything. The leader's family laughed sarcastically. He's about to suffer the same wind as last night. Then he pointed at Ms. Do's face. Are you begging for money to collect until tomorrow afternoon? There. Please tell the foreman, so he can go to the courtyard and tell the mandarin. But my boss has no right to dare to let you beg for another hour. Ms. Do trembled. My family is already broke and has to pay his uncle's taxes too, that's why we're so messy. But do you dare to ignore the state's collection money? The two benefactors told him the reason for the alms. Kyla did not let her finish her sentence. His eyes rolled back and he shouted. Are you going to tell your father? Even if you're a government collector, you dare to open your mouth and beg for alms. Ms. Do is still passionate. Damn it. My family doesn't have one, even if you scold me, that's all. Please look again. Kai still spoke in a low voice. If you don't have the money to pay him now, he will tear down your whole house and just scold you. Then he turned around and told the chief's family member. It's okay to tell him, tie up his husband's neck, and take him to the temple. It seemed like the chief's family did not dare to torture a seriously ill person. They were afraid that something would happen. He kept fumbling and bewildered, wanting to speak but not daring to speak. Bang! The ruler snatched the rope from this guy's hand and ran straight to Mr. Doe. Ms. Doe's face turned pale. She quickly put her child on the ground, ran to hold his hand. I beg you, I just woke up a while ago, please forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive this. As he spoke, he punched Ms. Doe's chest several times and then rushed forward to tie up Mr. Doe. It seemed she was too angry to bear it. Ms. Doe tried her best to resist. My husband is sick, you are not allowed to torture him. Kyla slapped her in the face with a pop, then he jumped next to Mr. Doe. Ms. Doe gritted her teeth. You tie up her husband immediately, she will show you. Then she grabbed him by the neck and pushed him out the door. The running addict's weak strength could not keep up with the pushing force of the strong woman. He fell to the ground, still screaming loudly to tie up the poor husband and wife. The leader's family rushed forward and raised their sticks, ready to hit Ms. Doe. As quickly as it happened, Ms. Doe immediately grabbed his stick. The two struggled, pushed each other, then each let go of their sticks and pressed against each other. Two children cried loudly. In the end, the servant to the manager, Guy, was weaker than the little girl's sister. He was grabbed by her hair and he fell down onto the steps. Mr. Doe was so scared that he wanted to wake up and comfort his wife, but he was so tired that he sat up and lay down, shaking and calling out. Oh, it can't be like that. It's okay if people hit you. If you hit them, you have to go to jail and be guilty. Ms. Doe still hasn't calmed down her anger. I'd rather go to jail. I can't stand letting them make love and commit crimes like this. At the end of the work, please support me with the like button and subscribe to the channel to listen to more works.